All right, so we have everything set up. Departmental accounting is on. It's on full, which means I'm going to be getting departmental account hits all over the place. It's going to be asking me questions. What I've done now is I've gone to accounting checking, and I'm creating a new check so that I can explain to you exactly how all of this stuff is going to end up working. So when you're writing a check, if you write it to any type of expense account or something that would need departmental accounts hit against it, Lizzie is going to start prompting you if you turned everything on full. If you didn't, then you're not really going to see any of this stuff. But if you turned on full departmental accounting, Lizzie's going to start prompting you for information. So we have written a check. I'm going to come down here and we're going to choose an expense account. So we're just going to come down here and say this is a telephone bill. And we're going to fill in, Lizzie would do this normally automatically. I deleted the other entry. And we're going to hit add. Now, this is where everything starts to flow. Now, you'll notice here that Lizzie has a default column, which is filled in based on what we set up in settings in an earlier video. But you'll also notice that we have the ability to come down and break down amount information, or we can come down and fill in a percentage that we want to have go to each of the departments for this particular thing that we're writing this check to. Now, there's a couple different things to note down here at the bottom. First of all, we can tell it to use defaults, and if we click that, Lizzie will fill in the information for us related to the default column. So it basically just moves this column over to the right. Or we can come in here and change these columns to whatever we want to have for this particular type of check. And then we can tell Lizzie to save the defaults for this account, which means that any time that I hit this account in the future, Lizzie is going to remember whatever settings I filled in for this particular entry. So if I come in here and tell it to save the settings for this particular account, and so I'm just going to tell it to save, and say this is the telephone. So we're going to go ahead and save this check. I'm going to turn around and write another check. So we'll just do the same thing here. I'm going to write this one for $120, and then we'll come down here and pick that telephone account again. So we'll pick telephone and we'll hit add. So in this particular one, you'll notice that the system, and I happen to save the one with everything set, but it has already filled everything out the way I said to fill it out. So all I literally have to do is hit the save button on it. So it's still going to prompt me to make sure that everything is okay, but it is giving me the numbers and everything based on what I said to fill out on the last check that I wrote. So from now on, whenever I hit this account, it's going to pop up those same defaults. And so all I do is hit save and hit save on the check itself, and we're good to go. So all of those entries, if we come in and take a look at one of those checks and we view the GL hits, you can see that all of those entries are tagged for the appropriate amount going to each of the different departments.